4 former Biden aides have agreed to testify at the investigation of a cover-up of his mental decline. Upon hearing this, Biden said, "First you tell me I have dementia, and now I have AIDS?" Republicans beat the Democrats in the congressional baseball game by a score of 13-2. And for once, the Dems didn't even shoot anybody. The game was almost canceled when Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib suggested they play shirts against skins. But the game ended up being delayed when someone mistook Nancy Pelosi's face for a catcher's mitt. The game had to be stopped in the second inning when Jerry Nadler started grazing on the outfield grass. Tensions were high when halfway through the game, Kristi Noem shot the mascot. L.A. Mayor Karen Bass is blaming the L.A. riots on, quote, bad actors, prompting an angry call from John Cusack's agent. The daughter of Congresswoman Ilhan Omar applauded the riots, saying death to the colonial empire. Now, many people blame her outburst on radical politics, and not because she may be inbred. I'm not saying she would.
Yeah, I ain't saying she ain't.
Yeah, neither am I.
No Kings protests are now nationwide.
In all 50 states, millions across the country, from New York City to California, protesting what they see as an unconstitutional push by President Trump to expand the power of his office. They call the protest No King.
Tear gas pushes the crowd back as protesters get trampled. Karen Bass talks out of her ass.
Fear that has been caused by the raids has really had a devastating effect and has been a body blow to our economy. I don't think the president understands that we have entire sectors of our economy that cannot function without people.
All this and more on the Vazquez Report. This episode contains foul language. Viewer discretion is advised. I just want to talk with you for a second, not related to any other topic or anything, but just off the cuff. If you're protesting on behalf of illegal immigrants, you're stupid. You're not for American values. This is dumb. These people are here illegally. They don't get the same rights as Americans who work hard, pay taxes, and don't milk the system for every dollar they can get. If you protest for these illegal immigrants, you're stupid. End of story. While we're on the subject of stupidity, let's go ahead and cover a bunch of stupid things that happened today. The No Kings protests are now nationwide as people are getting brainwashed into defending things that they don't know anything about. Illegal immigrants? Do you notice how all this is engineered insurgency? Does anybody notice that it's actually being funded by somebody who is not involved in any other way at all? There's actually proof of this. Let's hear Paulina Luna, a Florida member of Congress and a member of the Oversight Committee, talk about it here.
Where does the PSL get its money? Enter Shanghai-based socialist billionaire Neville Singham. 2017, he sold his tech company for about $1 billion. Reports show the same year he started funding far-left groups like the PSL to the tune of millions. Singham is not America's friend. He has deep business ties to the CCP, but also has strong ideological ties to communism, period. People who worked for him says he's an admirer of Mao, Che Guevara, Hugo Chavez, not friends of American culture. The good news is there are members of Congress that, despite the pressure to make a deal with China and to be nice with China, they are worried about China's connection to the growth of fundamentalism in this country. Specifically, member of Congress from Florida, Republican Paulina Luna announced she's issuing a formal document request to Neville Singham, the guy I was telling you about. Why? Is he trying to fund her demise? She says if he refuses to comply, he will be referred to the DOJ for prosecution. And what does the audience need to know that you're suspicious of?
I believe that what Neville Singham and what the CCP is doing is actually not uncommon for these color revolutions. I think that right now, remember, this is coming at the same time. Within the last couple of weeks, we've actually been able, the FBI has actually obtained and arrested multiple members of the Chinese government that actually were trying to smuggle in agro-terrorism into the United States. What I can tell you is that I don't think that this comes at an off time. I think that if you look at what happened in 2019, with COVID-19 amidst negotiations with China as well then. I do believe the Chinese government knows what they're doing, they're smart, and they're dangerous. And I think that right now, instead of focusing on what they're trying to
Remember how I told you it was coordinated insurgency? Remember how I told you these rioters are getting anti-ICE PPE kits funded by a charity organization? There's more to the story than meets the eye.
Which is race-based Hispanic Americans into thinking that this is about deporting immigrants or deporting illegals. It's not about that.
Does anybody remember the BLM riots? Does anybody remember how that was funded by George Soros and how black people were getting pushed with this propaganda? Now it's just switching races. Now the Mexican people are getting pushed with that same propaganda. Except this time it's anti-ICE riots. Wake up, people. It's not too late. You can make a different choice.
They're actually using that as a ruse, just like during BLM, Black Americans were used under the same ruse, ushering Marxism. And what I will tell you is the funding and the money that we are seeing coming actually into Neville Singham's pocketbook, and then also too that are being distributed among some of these nonprofit and organizations. It's actually money directly from the CCP. Actually, under the last administration, under Garland, Senator Rubio then, and then also to Senator Lindsey Graham wrote a message to Merrick Garland, actually asking him to investigate Neville Singham under FARA violations, and the administration never followed up. So Neville Singham does not show up. He will be then held in contempt of Congress, and this is a different administration. We are not playing games.
All these agents of chaos sowing seeds of dissent with the American people and trying to basically guilt trip them and brainwash them into fighting for a cause that doesn't make any sense. Let me get this straight. So you're waving a flag for a country you don't want to go back to and destroying the country that you're in. Make sense out of it. They're being brainwashed. No other way to say it. These ideals that you're fighting for, you're on the wrong side. Please learn the facts. History is being repeated. Let's take a look.
There's thousands of people out here disgusted with the Trump administration and how the federal government is handling migration. People are out here with hammers, baseball bats, whatever weapon they can find. It's dark.
Pura la raza latina.
Are you mad?
No expliques English.
We're learning that President Trump is ordering another 2,000 National Guard troops to deploy to LA, along with those 700 Marines who already received orders.
At the end of the motherfucking day, we're the motherfucking people, not fucking them. They're here to protect their interests, not us. They're locking up innocent fucking immigrants that come here to make a life for their families. I'm a first-generation American, but like I've always said, I am Mexican first, American second, and they don't protect my interests or my families. So that's what the fuck is going on here.
And honestly, dog, this is all bullshit because my mom, she comes from Mexico and I'm over here representing her right now because they will take her and they will come right now. I'm 15, dog, so fuck ICE.
I used to be an undocumented citizen. It took me 27 years because I had to prove who I was. So when people tell me that the process is easy and they should just come in and do it the legal way, it doesn't matter. No matter how hard you try, they're gonna make it impossible for people.
They start with the immigrants, they start with the most vulnerable communities, and then once they're done perfecting their system, they go after everybody else.
They know the entire country is against this shit, and they know we're not gonna go down without a fight.
I'm proud to be Mexican. I'm proud of my roots. So fucking proud. And this is for the raza.
Fuck la raza, home. Fuck ICE.
Fucking served 4 years in the fucking Marines for this bullshit. I'll fuck you up to myself.
If you are born on this soil, it does not matter where you come from. If you have citizenship or not, you are guaranteed due process in this fucking country.
Let's hear a few of these people getting caught up in the commotion. I'm sure they mean well, but their hearts are in the wrong place.
Immigration and Customs Enforcement has set a goal of arresting 3,000 illegal migrants a day.
Fuck you, Trump. You're making the wrong moves, my boy. You're fucking with the wrong people, man. And you know what you're doing? You're getting everybody behind Mexicans, pendejo, Latinos, Hispanics.
Why the fuck are you trying to lock the Mexican people up and they got the best food? Tell me that. Tacos and tequila and enchiladas and burritos. Fucking corn on the cob. What they call it?
Elote.
Elotes, nigga. Come on. You gonna lock a nigga up that know how to make elotes?
Try, baby. What's the difference about me and this guy? Nothing. We bleed the same. We bleed the same, my boy. Just like you, Trump. We people, homeboy. We work hard. We fucking work for our family. We're family people. You don't know anything about that. You have no values but money in your mind. That's what you have. Viva la raza! Viva la raza! And everybody that's behind us.
And don't hit me with that Clayton Bixby bullshit. I'm Puerto Rican and Mexican. My dad was born here. He's from the Bronx. My mom is Mexican American. I'm not racist against my own people. It's fucking embarrassing. In fact, it's so embarrassing, Mexican Americans are speaking out about it. Watch them talk shit about the LA riots right here on the Officer Tatum show.
Hey, I want to give a big shout out to all you pendejos and tontas over there in LA putting your hands on federal agents, possibly catching a felony case. You know what that does? That's making America great again. You want to know why? Because that's going to limit your ability in regards to your Second Amendment.
I came from Mexico. I came legally. I have worked all my life here to get what I have. I have never asked for a penny to the government. I didn't come here to get something from the government. I came for an opportunity and I got it. And I have the American dream.
So let me get this straight, just so I could clarify it. You don't want to go back to Mexico. You're protesting to stay away from Mexico. But you're waving the Mexican flag and you're waving it with pride. You're waving it in the United States, the country you're trying to stay in, the country you don't want to leave. But yet you're waving the Mexican flag with pride. Okay. That seems normal to you? That seems logical? That's not stupid at all? None of that's stupid. All right. You guys are an embarrassment to the Mexican culture and to the United States culture. You guys are an embarrassment to everybody around you, and you should be ashamed of yourself.
If you get value from this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss these regular updates. It really helps out the channel. Also, support the channel. Buy us a cup of coffee. Anything that you donate is deeply appreciated. To put this into more perspective about how ridiculous the double standard is between Trump and Obama, let's look at a clip from the Officer Tatum show, where he basically presents that Obama deported 3 times as many people as Trump did during his first term, named the deporter-in-chief. Let's take a look at his quotes from talking about illegal immigration right here.
A clip up of Barack Obama just coming out plainly and saying, do not come here. You will be deported.
Even as we are a nation of immigrants, we're also a nation of laws. Undocumented workers broke our immigration laws, and I believe that they must be held accountable.
We all agree on the need to better secure the border and to punish employers who choose to hire illegal immigrants. We are a generous and welcoming people here in the United States, but those who enter the country illegally and those who employ them disrespect the rule of law, and they are showing disregard for those who are following the law. We simply cannot allow people to pour into the United States undetected, undocumented, unchecked, and circumventing the line of people who are waiting patiently, diligently, and lawfully.
This is not going to be a free ride. It's not going to be some instant amnesty. What's going to happen is you are going to pay a significant fine. You are going to learn English. You are going to go to the back of the line so that you don't get ahead of somebody who was in Mexico City applying illegally. But after you've done these things over a certain period of time, you can earn your citizenship so that it's not It's not something that is guaranteed or automatic. You've got to earn it, but over time, you give people an opportunity. Now, it only works, though, if you do all the pieces. I think the American people, they appreciate and believe in immigration, but they can't have a situation where you just have 500,000 people pouring over the border without any kind of mechanism to control it. So we've got to deal with that.
Like, why is it that when Republicans do what the Democrats said that they wanted to do, that somehow we're evil? And you got family members that are stupid enough to fall for this stuff. Listen, they're going after hardened criminals who are committing crimes in our country. But if they run into other people while they're in the commission of deporting hardened criminals, they can't just let them go. They're going to get them too because they're all violating our law.
Where were the riots then? Why are the riots here now? Put two and two together. I don't have to spell it out for you. Figure it out. You're smarter than this. Stop being played by the wrong people. They don't care about you. They're just trying to tug on your heartstrings, convince you of some bullshit. It's not true, bro. Wake up. Which brings me to one of the biggest stories of the weekend, the No Kings protests. How aptly named. There's no kings in this. There's no queens in this. Only pawns. You guys are being played. You're on the front lines for what? For people who don't give a damn about you. They're just using you. Come on, man. Wake up and smell the coffee.
All 50 states, millions across the country, from New York City to California, protesting what they see as an unconstitutional push by President Trump to expand the power of his office. They call the protest No Kings. More than 2,000 cities here in the U.S. and across the globe taking part in these protests today. It all comes after days of tense protest over immigration raids and President Trump's deployment of the military to Los Angeles.
San Francisco. Organizers urged everyone to remain peaceful, but there were some tense moments and an angry confrontation between protesters and a group of people wearing MAGA hats in front of City Hall. After some yelling and hat grabbing by protesters, one of the MAGA supporters said the incident was reported to police.
A mile of the downtown area after more than a week now of unrest and demonstrations. Organizers are estimating some 200,000 people came out to today's No Kings protest, which was peaceful until it wasn't. Toward the end of the rally, groups of protesters began throwing commercial-grade fireworks, rocks and bottles at officers, prompting the LAPD to issue a dispersal order. Police say 7 officers were injured by those so-called agitators.
Police have identified the suspect, or the victim here, 39-year-old Arthur Alu. News specialist Shelby Lofton joins us right now. And Shelby, you had a chance to speak to some of the friends of the victim here. What they have to say? What did we learn about him?
We learned a lot about him. We learned that he was really widely known within the Pacific Islander community. We also know that he was well known within the fashion world. He was a well-known fashion designer. We learned that his name Arthur Samoan is Afa, and that's how people knew him. He lived here in Utah with his 2 young children and his wife, and those closest to him told me today that he was peacefully protesting last night when he was shot.
Now that we've heard from both sides when it comes to news, now that we've heard from both sides when it comes to everyday people, let's hear from both sides when it comes to celebrities. Let's hear what the left has to say about the riots. Then let's hear what the right has to say about the riots.
And there were plenty of celebrity idiots at these rallies, including the dangerously stupid Mark Ruffalo.
Likes of Putin and Netanyahu and Kim Jong-un of the world.
Also at the rally were the likes of Susan Sarandon, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Glenn Close, and the unfunniest man on the planet, Jimmy Kimmel. Sadly, Eva Longoria couldn't be there, but she recorded this message earlier.
Every time I try to record a message, I just start crying, and then I don't want it to be about me and my emotions about it, but it's just so inhumane, hard to watch. It's hard. It's hard to witness from afar. I can't imagine what it's like to be in Los Angeles right now. I can't believe it's happening in Austin, Texas. I can't believe it's happening all over the country. The comments and people's reactions to it is really so surprising to me because it is un-American.
She's shocked by people's reactions. These people really do exist in a parallel universe. The deportation program, as we discussed at length last week, is enormously popular. Trump campaigned on it, he won on it, he has a mandate, and The group who have swung most strongly in support of his tough immigration policies are immigrants themselves, legal ones.
Okay, now we heard from the left. Let's hear what Mel Gibson and John Boyd had to say, the ambassadors of Hollywood that were given that position from President Trump.
Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass have already proven their incompetence and poor leadership during the Los Angeles wildfires. Now, as we experience rampant lawlessness and civil unrest, it's never been more clear they're unable to respond effectively and responsibly during calamity. Whether it's sheer incompetence or outright malevolence, the reality is stark. California's in a state of turmoil, and I asked my fellow Angelenos, why are Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass still in office? How much more of their destructive decision-making masquerading as leadership are we going to tolerate? It's time to take back our community and our state and put the power and the privilege in the hands of competent leaders whose goals are to protect us and the way of life this nation was founded upon and promises to offer. That's all.
You're a fool blaming Trump. What are you doing for this destruction of these animals destroying Los Angeles? Are you there, talking calmly with them, you fool? They would burn you down like they're burning the cars and the American flag with no regard for humanity. This is not about Trump. This is about protecting the people from these animals and criminals trying to destroy us. And our police force, are they supposed to stand there, let rocks hit them and kill them? Who's going to save them? You? President Trump called in the National Guard and the Marines to help with these destructive, barbaric riots. All you do is cause chaos for the people. You're a disgrace. You're nothing but a lying dog for the hopes of becoming the president one day. And God is my witness, truth will prevail because of your faults and your incompetence for California's failures. We the people, I stand with Donald Trump to make this state great again. But we the people choose Donald Trump to save America, and we're in danger with threats from terrorists now, and we must protect our country. This has now become good against evil, and evil will lose because our President of the United States of America was sworn in to protect this nation's greatest gifts: freedom, safety, prosperity. And he will, because he is the greatest president since Abraham Lincoln. And we the people stand with this nation's honor and respect and with the President of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump. God bless.
Which brings me to the rant of this video. Normally this is the part where I ask questions. I'm not going to ask any fucking questions. I'm going to rant. This is some bullshit. We don't need to be doing this to our country. We don't need to be setting things on fire. We don't need to be attacking police officers. We don't need to be throwing shit at cars. We don't need to be holding up women, mothers in fact, from going to work. Like this fucking douchebag in this clip right here.
So award season may be over, but it's never too late to give out one more. Yep, it's time for...
The douche with the most punchable face. It's no surprise he's dead behind the eyes. A man bun on this total disgrace. That eating grin, reptilian skin. Endless reasons why we hate this guy.
Yep. Tonight the award goes to this piece of trash.
But I have a kid. If I know, and these people are having their children taken and their parents. What about my kids? Look at this. That's what happens to my kids. I can't help it. But you can if you could just move off the way. You're not going to. How is this a peaceful protest if there's nothing to do? No, it's not.
How do y'all as white people feel about stopping a black woman from going to work?
Oh no, not work. I care so much.
So you don't care about stopping black people from going to work?
Look at this line that you guys are causing. I'm not causing no problems. I'm not trying to. We're just trying to leave.
Yeah, it's a white dude with a man bun laughing at a black woman who works for a living to feed her kids. Did the DNC create this guy in a lab? I mean, for a bigger pair of douches, You'd have to visit the feminine care aisle at Costco. See.
Okay, back on with the rant. If you guys keep pulling this, there won't be a country to come back to. The people that hate America more than you do are looking at us right now. They see a weakness. You don't think they want to try to capitalize on it and try to pull some shit? Stop. We're stronger together than we are apart. We need to unite instead of divide. We can do it together. This has been the Vazquez Report. And in case you missed it, there's another video that I did about the riots. Check it out because it's coming up right here.